In this video, I'm going to log into my Airbnb account and show you my multi-calendar. This is where I change all of my prices. And I'm going to show you a key change that I've made in my pricing strategy in order to perform better through the winter all the way into February 2021. With everything considered, with the travel restrictions and coronavirus and it coming into slow season for some cities, this is going to help you make more money on your short-term rental properties so that way you will have more cash coming into the spring of 2021. My name is Rakidzich, short-term rental expert. This is Airbnb Automated. Welcome, and let's jump on in. Hi. Everybody, welcome back. Now, the number one reason why short-term rental operators underperform in slow season is because they don't take their pricing strategy seriously and they don't actively manage their pricing strategy. See, a lot of operators will use a dynamic pricing software, which will give them kind of like a baseline dynamic way to get their prices changed for them. So they're doing better than a lot of average hosts that just set the prices and forget it. But peak season and slow season will change what needs to be done for properties. And a lot of these dynamic pricing systems really don't understand how to handle like the feast or famine effect of slow season. For example, I'm in Philadelphia, and this is going to be the hardest hit city that we will have out of the 4 cities that we operate in. Dallas and Fort Worth are probably going to do pretty good through the winter. Aside from maybe a total of 3 weeks, we tend to have a dip right after January. Houston, because of oil, is going to get hit a little harder than normal this winter. But then Philadelphia, with the partial lockdown that's happening, the fact that winter is always difficult, and there's not going to be any December events to really drive December revenue, which is what's normal. A lot of what would normally happen in Philadelphia is just not going to happen. So we've had to make a couple, big changes to the way that I price my listings to make sure that we get full. And I'm actually going further into the future than normal to change my prices and to set up what's called a rule set here or there, specific days for specific reasons. And these rule sets are going to behave in ways that will change the ways that customers will see our properties and the way that customers will book. So in this video, I specifically want to talk to you about a rule set that I've made that you can benefit from. Now, I have as many as 15 different rule sets that I use in my core pricing strategy, and they're used for different reasons, and I teach all of them in my pricing strategy course. If you are a short-term rental operator that wants to benefit from my pricing strategy course and understanding the hows and whys that I apply all of my rule sets, I will leave a link in the description where you can buy the mini course, and it is a subsection of all of Cracking Superhost. So as I tell you guys all the time, if you buy a mini course or many of my mini courses, you can apply all of those funds towards the purchase of the full course down the road. Now, if you are considering buying the full course to understand how I run absolutely everything, including how I pick up new properties like entire apartment buildings, call Alberto. There's going to be a link. He can actually talk to you about everything that is in the course, and you can actually talk about your short-term rental strategy, and he can let you know if certain products are a good fit for you. But without further delay, let's talk about one specific rule set. And this, by knowing this one rule set, you might be able to start to understand how rule sets really work as a whole. And this is going to help you create your own rule sets in your own cities or your own vacation destinations that'll help you outperform your total baseline strategy. First, let me show you the screenshot of the screen that I'm looking at right now. So for the 116 listings that I'm currently managing my prices for, you're going to see that there's different colors. There's different pillars of colors. You're going to notice that some Sunday through Thursdays have this like pinkish reddish color, and then Friday, Saturdays will either have a yellow color or a green color, which you'll see like the days after New Year's. But then New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve are blue, right? So these are all different rule sets, and I color code my rule sets because if I ever give this job to somebody, I want to make it so simple that I'm like, hey guys, in this situation, use the red rule set. In this situation, use the blue rule set. So color coding your rule sets is something you can do. It helps you visualize. If you have a lot of properties like me, it helps you understand everything that's going on here. Now, what a rule set is, it is a change to your pricing presets only for the days that the rule set is applied. So in order to benefit from a rule set, you need to understand how like the Airbnb settings work for your regular listing. So if we drill into a listing right now, you're going to see that there's the pricing tab on your desktop. There's going to be listing, booking, pricing, availability, co-host, stuff like that, taxes and fees or something. Now, if you click on the pricing tab, you're going to notice that you can have either a base rate or smart pricing. And for those of you that ask, and this question is actually surprisingly common, should I use smart pricing? The answer is absolutely not. You should never touch Airbnb smart pricing. It is actually built for them to get as much transaction fees as possible. It's what's in their best interest, not really what's in your best interest. So don't use smart pricing, but get smart about how you do your own pricing. So you're going to use a base rate. Now there's going to be other fees like below. It's where you add the cleaning fee. It's also where you can add a weekend pricing. You can also add other like one-time fees, security deposits, stuff like that. Now, I personally do not use security deposits. I just don't think that they're actually really achievable. They don't really do much for you because everything goes through the resolution center anyway, so you can always try to pull that money from a guest if they break something. So there's very few instances that I think we need a security deposit because Airbnb actually doesn't collect it yet, but that should be changing soon. And if it does change soon, then we may start testing security deposits. So you'll make your presets, and if you follow any typical regular pricing strategy, you're gonna change your prices based on demand, which means your Sunday through Thursdays will typically be less money than your Friday and Saturday nights. But you will notice that Sundays actually perform better than Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, typically as well. So if I were you, just aside from this rule set that I'm about to teach you, I would make your weekday prices, then I would make your weekend prices, and then I would go in and every Sunday I would up the rate, maybe 10% more than your regular daily rate. So if your daily rate's 100, you can make your weekend price 140 and you make your Sunday prices 110. There's a small maximization there that you can benefit from. And this is something you'll have to do manually because Airbnb does not have an option to increase every Sunday's price by 10%. You could do that with a rule set if you wanted to, but you can also just highlight them all and change the price. So a rule set would actually be more time consuming to get it done. And you actually want to save your space for a rule set for other uses. So just change the price on Sunday if you want to benefit from that. Now that you have your base prices, your Sunday through Thursday, your Friday, Saturday, now you can go in and hopefully your base prices are correct and you start to get bookings. Now, there are times where you want to deviate from the prices that you have. Like for example, on holidays, you'll want to charge more money on a holiday because the booking traffic should go up, kind of like a weekend. Now, if there's bookings that are last minute, you have last minute availability, you're going to want to drop your prices for last minute availability because you don't have as much time to get booked. These are the truths that we know about pricing. And this is an example of why rule sets start to become valuable. So now, in the instance that we are in a slower season, right, we will start to see a different type of booking behavior. And with COVID-19 restrictions especially, we're starting to see that our typical bookings for weekends are drying up, right? So in Philadelphia more than anywhere else, because Philadelphia won't have these Christmas events all through Christmas. Like December 15th last year was outstanding. It was one of our best days last year in Philadelphia. That's not going to be the case this year because a lot of events are canceled. So in that case, what we do is what we're doing now is we're adjusting the way that we incentivize people to book the weekends. And this is the one that I want to show you. I've actually got two separate colors because I'm A/B testing an idea on how deep I want to discount my, my weekends. Now, prior to this rule set, I do need to say that you can give multi-day discounts if you have Pro Tools set up in your system. And so if you go back to that pricing tab and you go to discounts, you can give a weekly or a monthly discount. Well, what we do is we overcharge and then we give like a 3-day discount of like 12 to 18%, and we'll do a 4-day discount of 18 to 22%, then a weekly discount and a monthly discount. So what we do is we kind of slightly inflate our prices for single night stays to prevent single night stays and really control how people book our calendar because we want people to book longer on average. And then we give 3-day discounts to become competitive at the 3-day mark. So what you're about to look at here, the yellow and the green is basically the same rule set, but a slightly different amount. Now, if you look at this yellow rule set, you'll see the bar to the right, since I've highlighted a date that is yellow, you're gonna see that I named it 4-day 40% off. If I actually go over and highlight one of the green ones that is like the day after New Year's Eve, you're gonna see that it says 4-day 30% off. So what I've done is my normal 4-day discount is 18 to 22%. And so for the weekends, what I've done without lowering my prices for these days specifically, I've just decided to pretty much double the amount that somebody's getting off when it's yellow. So you'll see, for example, one of my listings here, this gentleman named Vincent booked for 4 nights. And so he got a rate on Wednesday night and Thursday night, and then Friday night and Saturday night, whatever the price was, he got 40% off of Friday and Saturday. And that was the reason why we use this rule set, is to incentivize to book through the weekend. Okay, so we are trying to get more longer stays that cross the weekend, and we're really trying to achieve this specifically in Philadelphia, so that way we don't end up with, like, we don't want to have availability today or tomorrow, because I can get those days filled, but I have to like deeply discount those days last minute to get those filled. And so we are trying to proactively sell to people who are booking through the weekend, and other Airbnb hosts are not thinking to incentivize people to book like from Thursday into Tuesday. They're not thinking about those specific date ranges. So we're trying to take advantage of an opportunity here where we become price competitive for any reservations that include a Friday night or a Saturday night, because we're giving a 40% off on those days. So while those other Airbnb hosts are sticking to their typical strategy where they have weekday rates and weekend rates, we are actually trying to create a situation where our weekend rates become weekday rates, but without having to really discount any of the days any further than that. So if we can get up above 50% occupancy with longer bookings that go through the weekends, we're fine with not selling our weekends at a big premium right now, because there's just as real of a risk that the weekends just won't get booked at all if we overcharge. And so you can make a rule set to do what I just did by clicking on rule sets here, and then you go to the bottom of this and you're going to click on add rule set. It's going to pop up a window. The first thing you do is name it and color code it, and then it allows you to change lots of things. You can just increase or decrease the nightly rate. You can change what discounts people get for different length of stays. You can play with last minute discounts and early bird discounts. I never give an early bird discount ever. I never do that. And then of course, you can change how long somebody can book a day for. So honestly, if you have a 3-day minimum on one of your properties, and all of a sudden you have a spot where you only have 2 days available, you can use a rule set to make it so somebody can actually book for like a 2-day minimum. And I've played with the minimum length of stay thing here in order to create some really cool trade-offs. And you can also use the check-in and check-out days. If you want to like manipulate how many people check out on a like Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving, if you want to like control your bandwidth for how many housekeepings you have for the day, you can play with that with a rule set. Now, like I said, I've got about 15 separate rule sets that I've created that I teach my students how and when to use them. They are extremely important to understand, because actively managing your prices leads to the results that you're looking for, and not doing this appropriately will of course lead to a drop in occupancy. And so my goal is to always stay over 90% occupied, even in slow season. So I'm now looking at Philadelphia and the challenge that will be Philadelphia's winter. I'm getting ahead of the problem on this platform. And of course, I'm doing other things to get full too, which we will probably cover in a future video about other ways that I fill my properties up off platform, because I'm sure a lot of you want to know about that. If you have questions about pricing, put them in the comments, and I'll answer questions for you down there. But I highly encourage you to check out the pricing course. You're coming into slow season and you need a solution. I've had this pricing course out for a year now. And you can get into the Hosts of Airbnb Automated Facebook page and just search around to see what people have said about it. The testimonials are out there. So enjoy this rule set concept. Think about it. Think about how you can use rule sets in creative ways to solve your unique problems. Dig around and have some fun. And of course, until next video, I will see you on the other side.